Assalamualaikum my dear students, how are you? Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEBS Home School. This is Shahzadi Akhtar, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a science class for class 7 students. My dear students, our today's topic, chapter 11, discussion part 2, today's lecture number 16. My dear students, let's start our class. This is chapter 11, changing in surrounding and various incidents. My dear students, in our previous class we have discussed, today we will discuss from water cycle. Water moves from one source to another in a cyclic way on the earth, and heat from the sun converts water into water vapor from the earth's surface. That is, pond, canal, river and seawater is converted into water vapor. Then water vapor goes up and forms water drops. These water drops are combined together to form cloud that float around. Water drops of the cloud combine with each other to form large drops that come down to the earth's surface as a raindrop. And water drop of the cloud, when become too cold, it forms ice that come down to the soil as hail. Rain water flows to the river. From the river it flows to the sea, and in this way water moves from the surface of the earth to the cloud as water vapors, and from the cloud to the earth's surface as raindrop. And these rainwater flows to the river, from where they ultimately reaches the sea. And this cyclic movement of water is called water cycle. So my dear students, it is to be remembered that a portion of rainwater goes down under the soil and makes a reservoir, and it is called underground water. My dear students, follow this figure. This is the figure of water cycle. First of all, heat from the sun converts water into water vapor from the earth's surface, that is pond, sea, river and lakes. And this water vapor convert into water vapor, and this water vapor goes up from the drops, and these water drops combine together and form clouds, then clouds, and then it comes to the earth's surface as rain, and these as rain, and that water goes to the underground surface, and this cyclic movement of water is called water cycle. So now come to next topic. Some important changes related to water cycle is vaporization, condensation and solidification. Let us see which of them occurs, what type of changes. Now we will discuss about vaporization. In this process, that means vaporization process, water from pond, river and ocean enter into atmosphere through transforming into vapor with the heat of sun, and it is definitely a physical change, because here the water only turns into water vapor, okay, not from liquid state. So any different substances has not been produced. So this is a physical change. Now condensation, the vapor created after vaporization gradually goes up where the temperature is comparatively low, and for that the vapor turns into little drops of water or cloud after condensation. The process where vapor turns into cloud is called condensation. So my dear students, you have to learn properly what is condensation, and this is condensation also a physical change as well, and mainly opposite to the vaporization. Now come to solidification. In the water cycle, water drops of clouds get freezed and turns into ice, and then ice is stored in the peak of mountains and comes down on the earth as hailstone. Okay, so solidification also a physical change. So my dear students, this is important MCQ, this is important for MCQ, the condensation and solidification, also the physical changes. Now carbon cycle. In the carbon cycle we mainly see that, my dear students, follow this figure. We can see that how carbon dioxide moves from one state or medium to another in a cyclic process, and the diagram of carbon cycle given here, and the one of the related change is photosynthesis, and we have already come to know that in this process, that means photosynthesis process, plants prepare their food, that is glucose, by reaction of carbon dioxide and water with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, okay, and produces oxygen, okay. So the carbon dioxide enters into plant's body from atmosphere through this process, and an important step of carbon dioxide is to transfer into fossil fuels from plants, and the body parts of dead plants break down through bacteria and is stored as fossil fuel in the bowels of the earth at a certain stage. Natural gas, coal, kerosene or petrol are prepared through this process, but when dead plants break down through bacteria, a part of it enters into atmosphere by converting directly into carbon dioxide. We use fossil fuels in various works such as cooking, cars, industries and so on, and fossil fuels enters into atmosphere by transforming into carbon dioxide and water through this type of change. Plants then absorb carbon dioxide through photosynthesis from atmosphere. So, my dear students, like other faunas, human beings also leave carbon dioxide gas during breathing, and that enters into atmosphere, and plants also release carbon dioxide through breathing like human and other faunas. My dear students, so this is definitely a chemical change because the produced fossil fuel is completely different from starch, protein, etc. So, my dear students, from above discussion from the carbon cycle, we have understood that this change also a chemical change. Now come to oxygen cycle. First of all, see the diagram of the oxygen cycle that is given here, and observe carefully that plants release oxygen through photosynthesis process and preserve food, that is glucose or starch, for themselves, and on the other side, for other faunas like including human beings, receives that oxygen that plants already released and produce energy by the combustion of foods with oxygen and release carbon dioxide, which plants use to prepare their food. So this cyclic process is called oxygen cycle. And now come to next topic, lesson number 8, 7 and 8, and here in this lesson we do two experiments. First experiment is observation of the combustion of magnesium and air. My dear students, by doing this, for doing this experiment, we need some equipments, and that is magnesium ribbon for shape, ring that is lighter, and spirit lamp or Bunsen burner. The method of that experiment is we have to take some piece of magnesium ribbon for with forceps, and we have to wear a safety glass. Then hold the other side of the ribbon over the flame of Bunsen burner, and it can be done with lighter as well. And then we can, if we observe carefully, then we can see that while holding the magnesium ribbon over the flame of fire, we can see that the ribbon is burning with blazing flame as well. Magnesium burns in the oxygen of air, and we can see the blazing flame. So from this experiment, we can see that the magnesium oxide that has been produced by burning of magnesium and oxygen. So my dear students, this is the example of combustion also. And the another experiment, the observation of the reaction of carbonate compound and acid. My dear students, for doing this experiment, we need chalk, that is calcium carbonate, a spoon, and a liquid hydrochloric acid and glass dropper. So experiment method, first of all we have to take some powder of the chalk and then into a spoon, and now we have to add some liquid hydrochloric acid in the spoon with a glass drop. And then we can see that the bubbles coming out, and from this experiment we can see that the bubbles are coming out from the gas and are looking like foam. So this the reason behind that chalk, that is which is mainly is calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. My dear students, this is important for MCQ. A reaction between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid occurs after adding light hydrochloric acid and calcium chloride, and carbon dioxide are produced. So we see that bubbles and foams because of the carbon dioxide, and when carbon dioxide vanish, we can see the clear solution of calcium chloride and water. Now, what type of changes is this? This is a physical or chemical change? So my dear students, this is a chemical change. This is obviously chemical change, because the produced substances, that is calcium chloride and carbon dioxide and water, is completely different from calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid and their properties also. So this type of changes is chemical changes. Now go to next lesson. In this lesson also we have we will do an experiment, that is observation of the reaction of metals and acid. My dear students, in our previous experiment we have done that this is the carbonate compound and acid, and it will be metals and acid. So for doing this experiment, we need magnesium ribbon, light hydrochloric acid, that is liquid hydrochloric acid, spirit lamp and test tube. First of all, we have to take a test tube, some liquid hydrochloric acid, and then we have to take magnesium ribbon in that acid, and we can see that the this we have to do the heat of the surface of the test tube with the help of a spirit lamp, and we can see that the bubbles of hydrogen gas produced from the reaction between magnesium and hydrochloric acid, and we can observe that this test tube, if we light, we can test whether it is hydrogen gas or not. So observe what it is happening by holding a blazing matchstick on the top of the test tube, and we can see that exactly if it is was another gas except hydrogen, it would be not make much sound. So the reaction of light hydrochloric acid with metal, what type of changes it is? My dear students, this is also a chemical changes. Now come to next topic, the process of formation of rocks. My dear students, we have learned that rocks are of three types. First one is igneous rock, alluvial rock, and metamorphic rocks. My dear students, this is important for MCQ. The process of structuring rocks depends on its types. First, we will discuss about igneous rock. And thousands of years ago, the temperature of the earth was very high, and today's habitable earth has been created by decreasing the temperature gradually, and the hot and melting rocks, that is known as magma, trapped inside the walls of the earth while the earth was getting cold, and this magma was transformed into cool hard rock, and it is called igneous rock. And now we will discuss about the alluvial rock, how alluvial rock is originated. The igneous rock decays by the influence of air, water, snow and glacier over ocean current, storm, cyclone, etc., which is the consequence of climate change, and the rocks turn into small pieces. Water or air takes these pieces to the ocean through rivers and is stored at the 8th lower level of the ocean as alluvium, and dead remains of plants and animals traps inside the layers of the alluvium mud at this time, and the stored alluvium gradually transform into hard rock through various chemical reactions with the pressure and temperature of water, which is alluvial rock. So my dear students, as various chemical reactions are related to the origin of alluvial rocks, and chemical changes occurs into the process of formation of the rock. Now we will discuss how metamorphic rock originated. It occurs from igneous or alluvial rocks, and the new rocks produced from igneous or alluvial rock through temperature, pressure and chemical changes is called metamorphic rocks. And for example, sandstone is alluvial rock, and this is important for MCQ, and as it is transformed into quartz, it is called metamorphic rock. Similarly, a marble comes from limestone, and graphite from coal, marble and graphites are metamorphic rocks. So as the property of metamorphic rock is completely different from the main rock, and chemical reaction are related to it, so this type of metamorphic rock is considered as a chemical change. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood our today's topic properly. Practice properly this topic at home. See you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.